My Lord Mortarion, we have located the unique Tyranid organisms reportedly observed upon this death world.
Good work, Najax. Do the biometric scans confirm the anomalies with the creature's biological structures?
Yes, my lord. The venomthrope bioforms found within this remnants of the splinter fleet produce a unique toxin, so virulent it appears deadly even to the other Tyranid organisms. It will be an exquisite addition to our collection.
The Hive Mind does not engineer creatures capable of harming its own. It must be an involuntary mutation within these specimens. We must act quickly, before the Hive Fleet can reconsume them and rectify its mistake. Prepare warp tethers for immediate translation. I will lead the assault personally.
Hello and welcome back to the channel. I am Tony Rhodes and I am joined again today by Dan Wellington. Hello! And not only am I joined by one of Dan's armies today, but in fact I'm joined by two of them. Ta-da! So yeah, today we're going to be having the Death Guard versus the Tyranids.
Yep.
Specifically Dan's Death Guard versus Dan's Tyranids.
Yes.
So yeah, you've brought many Warhammer models with you today, haven't you?
Yep, a fair few.
It's going to be a pretty glorious looking game today, if nothing else.
Well, thanks.
Yeah, well, like I say, you're bringing some brilliant armies to the channel, and it's an opportunity for us to throw them into each other without me having to use the orcs again.
Yes.
So, yeah, it's going to be a good game. So we're going to be playing 1,500 points today. It's going to be my first time using one of these armies, so it's going to be a bit of a learning curve for me. And yeah, it's a fun mission.
Yep.
We are going to be playing with the new Arcs of Omen attachments, as you'll see in the army list. The specifics of the mission will come up shortly, but basically the Tyranids are going to be defending today because Mortarion is after a particularly dangerous strain of Venomthropes that this portion of the Hive Fleet has developed, and he wants to get hold of some of their toxins for experimentation and weaponizing.
Sweet toxins.
So the Tyranids don't want that to happen because not so much that we're trying to protect the Venomthropes as such, but just because we don't want to be mulched by the Death Guard. And the Venomthropes, to be honest, are that deadly that they're even hazardous to other Tyranid bioforms. So,
Perfect.
So yeah, the general sort of story arc today is that these particular Tyranids have been fighting orcs, I believe, elsewhere on this planet.
Yep.
And the conflict has not been going so well for them, so they've sort of fallen back to a biomass-rich environment, hence the jungle.
Yep.
And they're currently in the process of digesting what they can to try and just rebuild their strength.
Yeah.
So there's a bit of Tyranid terramorphing going on and digestion happening, and part of that involves reabsorbing these particularly deadly Venomthropes before the Death Guard can acquire them.
Yes.
So yes, that's going to be a fun mission. With usual narrative wargamer stuff, bit of unusual deployment, unusual objectives, and obviously some unusual but deadly theatres of war.
Yeah, a combination of a theatre of war and a narrative mission from one of the books, mashed together in the traditional style.
Yeah, the traditional narrative wargaming style. And this is, of course, one of the missions that you could end up playing at the Crucible of War. So if you were to come to one of our feature narrative events, then yeah, this is the sort of thing you could be playing. But to that end as well, it's worth mentioning that some of the terrain we're using today, and the map in particular, is from GameMap.eu. So our wonderful sponsors there who've helped us with Badlands sets and the sort of jungle terrain map that we're using today.
Thanks.
So thank you to them. And as always, if you do like the content that we produce, you can always go follow us over on Instagrams, and details will be in the descriptions below. We also have a Patreon that helps us, grow and develop with our equipment and recording capabilities here on the channel. We also produced an Narrative Warhammer podcast, which it is returning. I've had a few comments on Instagram and so on about hopefully we haven't stopped producing it. We haven't, just life has gotten in the way a little recently, so there's been a bit of a gap. But we will be returning with the podcast in the near future, so go check that out. It is not gone away. It is still a favourite of ours.
In fairness, there have traditionally been gaps, quite a lot.
Yeah, here and there, but hopefully we can sort of get some sort of regular schedule going now. But yeah, Christmas and the New Year threw up a few roadblocks for that in the short term.
As they usually
do. But today we're going to be rolling dice again, so it's nice to have a big game of 40k as it were again, because our last battle report with the boarding action stuff was very well received, and we will be doing more boarding actions in the future, but we thought it was an opportunity for Dan to throw down with two of his nice big armies today, so yeah, that's what we'll be doing.
And it is also my second game with my Mortarion that I got for Christmas, so
yeah, the mission details will be coming up now. Today's mission is Dangerous Specimens, a strike force mission from Flashpoint Octarius in White Dwarf issue 466. In this mission, the Death Guard are attempting to secure unique Venomthrope specimens before they can be reabsorbed by the Hive Fleet. However, the Tyranids are already in the process of digesting all biomatter in the area, and digestive spores and bile acid rain threaten to strip bare flesh and armour alike. The mission objective is Toxin Bioforms, a progressive objective where at the end of each player's command phase, that player scores 5 victory points for each of the following conditions: controlling 1 or more objective markers, controlling 2 or more objective markers, and controlling 3 or more objective markers. This mission objective cannot be scored in the first battle round. In addition, the mission objective Specimens Secured is an end game objective which scores a player 20 victory points if they control more objective markers than their opponent at the end of the game. The special rules for this mission are Dense Terrain, which allows the attacker to redeploy up to 3 infantry units after deployment. Desperate Intervention, which allows all of the defender's units to perform heroic interventions as if they were character units. And Toxic Spores, which means at the start of each battle round, the players roll 4d6 for each unit within range of any objective markers, and for each result of a 1, that unit suffers 1 mortal wound. Today's Theatre of War is Devoured World, from the Psychic Awakening Pariah supplement. This Theatre of War represents the forces of the Tyranids having begun the process of consuming a prey world, with digestive spores and bile acid rain breaking down biomatter ready for consumption by the Hive Fleet. At the start of each battle round, roll 1d6. On a 5+, acidic bile rain begins to fall. Each unit that is not wholly within a terrain feature suffers 1 mortal wound. At the start of each subsequent battle round, each unit that is not within a terrain feature suffers 1 mortal wound, and then roll a d6. On a 5+, the rain becomes a downpour. At the start of each subsequent battle round, each unit that is not wholly within a terrain feature suffers d3 mortal wounds. And finally, at the end of each battle round, roll 1d6 for each model that is on the battlefield and has lost any wounds. On a 4+, that model suffers 1 mortal wound. Well then, today I have become one with the Hive Mind because I'm going to be commanding the Tyranids today. So again, a big thank you to Dan for bringing these along today. So we're going to be playing with both the Death Guard and the Tyranids, both wonderful armies of Dan's, but obviously you can't play both of them, even if perhaps being a devotee of the Hive Mind might have given him some ability to do that, but no. Today I will be leading these 1500 points of Tyranids. I will be playing them as Hive Fleet Behemoth, which is Dan's traditional Hive Fleet of choice for his Tyranids. So I'm hoping that's going to be a good choice. In terms of the adaptations, I am actually going to be taking the Heightened Reflexes adaptation, so trading out the traditional reroll charges for Behemoth and instead been able to fall back and shoot with my units at -1 ballistic skill. So my hope there is that it's going to be useful for falling back and defending these objectives, because yeah, we don't want the Death Guard getting hold of these Venomthropes. That would be very bad for everyone involved. So to that end, we are playing with the Arc of Omen detachments today. So this is the first time on the channel that we're using it. So our usual little home rule caveat, we're still going to be taking a free Warlord trait and Relic. Other than that, standard sort of Arc of Omen stuff. So we have actually got troops as our compulsory today. 2 units of 10 Termagants with Flesh Borers, and 2 units of 3 Tyranid Warriors, all of them with Scything Talons and Death Spitters, and each unit has 1 Venom Cannon amongst the 3. Then it's going to be led today by a Hive Tyrant. Now, this is also going to be sort of like my first time properly bringing the Tyranids out on the channel. I've never really played with Tyranids before, but I've always fancied having a Hive Tyrant. So he himself has the monstrous Bone Sword and Lash Whip and a Venom Cannon, but it is the fancy Relic one today. So I'm bringing the, what's it called then?
Shard Gullet.
The Shard Gullet. So that's a particularly big and shooty heavy Venom Cannon, and I'm hoping I might get a chance to aim it at some particularly tough Death Guard targets. We'll see. We've got psychic powers for him, so as well as Smite and Unstoppable Onslaught as the behemoth power, he's also got Catalyst and Paroxysm. So a selection of powers that are going to mean mortal wounds, feel no pains, -1 to wounds for enemy units, and +1 to wounds for friendly units, and a whole bunch of good stuff. So yeah. Now obviously he's an important part of the army, and as such, I have also got a unit of 3 Tyrant Guard that are going to be joining him. So the Tyrant Guard have got Scything Talons and Rending Claws. Also in the Elite slot today I'm bringing the Horror Specs, so we're going to see how well that does at crunching up a tasty Death Guard. To continue the number of big monsters we're bringing today, in the Fast Attack slot we've got the Trigon, who has the Dermic Symbiosis upgrade, so he's got his 4-up invulnerable. Again, not sure if I'm going to have him start off the table or on the table in this mission, we'll see when it gets to deployment, but big gribbly monster, a lot of movement actually, so he might be able to get to positions where I need him to defend certain Venomthropes when they're getting overwhelmed. We'll see. And then in the heavy support slots today, we've got a unit of 3 Hive Guard with Impaler Cannons, and a Tyrannofex with the Rupture Cannon. He has got the upgrade to be a Synapse creature as well, so he's going to help extend out those synaptic links, and otherwise keep the smaller gribblies in the fight. So a range of units. We've got a good number of ranged attacks, good number of melee attacks, psychic powers, just all-rounders as Tyranids do really. We've got our synaptic imperatives from the Hive Tyrant and the Warriors, so we'll see how those play into effect, and yeah, I'm going to have a fun time with it. First time playing with Tyranids, it's going to be an interesting experience. One last thing to mention is that we will have Venomthropes on the table today, but these are purely objective markers. So you might see them on the table, but we're not actually using them for their rules or abilities, they're just important to the story. So yeah, we're going to hopefully keep them protected and not let the Death Guard get their disgusting hands on them.
Okay, here I am with my Death Guard. They are the warband known as the Desiccated, but they use the rules for Mortarion's Anvil, which effectively gives me access to a stratagem and a warlord trait and stuff like that. Obviously we are led by Mortarion himself. There he is. He is the warlord, so he's got 3 warlord traits. 4 actually, because he has 3 of which are set on his datasheet, and 1 which is the contagion effect. I've kept the Mortarion's Anvil one, Gloaming Bloat, which effectively turns off re-rolls to hit and to wound within range of him, and Overwatch, or set to defend. So it's quite useful, makes him a bit tougher in combat, along with all his other special rules and abilities and his additional warlord traits that make him real tough, as you might imagine, being the Demon Primarch of Nurgle. In addition, we've got 3 troop choices. We've got a unit of Poxwalkers, a unit of Cultists with mixed weapons, and a unit of Plague Marines. 7. They've got an assortment of guns. We've got a blight launcher and a couple of plasma guns in there, and an icon, and a power fist on the champion. The champion has one of the plasma guns. It's an option you can have, which is quite fun. We've got an additional HQ choice, so you have to. Well, I've taken the Arcs of Omen detachment and 3 troops as the standard. We've got an HQ choice as the Lord of Virulence in the front there. He has a Twin Plague Spewer as his standard weapon, and I've upgraded it with the Acidic Malady upgrade, which effectively makes it an additional point of AP, so it's AP 2, 2d6 shot, heavy flamer effectively. He's also got the Warp Insect Hive Relic, which is the Mortarion's Anvil option. It means you can reroll to hit and to wound in melee, which is quite tasty. Okay, we've also got some we've got some elites. We've got 7 Terminators, Blight Lords, down here. They've got a mix of axes and swords. We've also got the Flail of Corruption and the Blight Launcher in there, which are, I think, given that they're free at the moment, the must-takes. And the champion's got a Combi Plasma, just because it makes it easy to tell which one he is. Over to fast attack. We have 3 fast attack units in this army. We've got a fetid bloke drone with the Flesh Mower, with all these gribbly tentacles. We've got the Mephitic Blight Hauler down there. And then we've got a cheeky Chaos Spawn, just for going standing on objectives ideally, and getting in the way. And then finally we've got some heavy support. We've got a classic Plague Burst Crawler. It's got the entropy cannons on the side and the Rot-Hail volley gun on the front. Okay, so that's my army. It comes up to 1489 points, and it should be nice and tough and killy, and go smash some nids.
Right then, Dan, we're back and we're ready to rumble.
Ready to roll some dice.
Yeah. So this is just after the deployment.
Yep.
So while it might look like Dan is currently standing in front of his Tyranid army, which he is, but he's not playing them. No, I will be moving the bugs around in a minute. In the meantime, Dan, you've deployed lots of Death Guard over here, haven't you? Yes.
Pretty much everything as close to the front line as possible, with a few minor exceptions.
Yeah, so we realised that after army lists, one or two things we just quickly forgot to mention was, one, the Hive Tyrant has the Warlord trait that gives him a 5+ skill to pain, or the ability to ignore wounds. And Mortarion has a selection of psychic powers. What were they, Dan?
I've got Miasma of Pestilence, obviously. It's the -1 to hit power. I've got Putrescent Vitality, that's +1 strength and toughness for Death Guard infantry. I've got Gifts of Plagues, which increases the contagion range of something.
Lovely.
So
yeah, there were just slight little things we missed on the army lists. However, when it comes to actual deployment then, we have, first of all, our very super important, highly toxic Venomthropes, who are today our objective markers.
Can't help notice you kind of ignored this one.
Well, I mean, for now. we'll see. It doesn't mean we haven't got things that can't reach it. So yeah, it's an interesting deployment. We basically have the Tyranids sort of forward deployed from the back of the table in a sort of like midfield line. So we're going to have to fall back to actually hold the Venomthrope objective markers.
Yeah, effectively, that's the front of the deployment and that's the back, isn't it?
Yeah, basically the Trigon is sort of front lined in the deployment zone, and the Tyranid warriors are the rear of the deployment zone. And then the Death Guard are lined up to charge in and deal with us. So
through the nids to these objectives, so that's what we're going to do.
Yeah. Now you did deploy all your units, and then because of the mission, as the attacker, you got to redeploy 3 infantry units. Didn't you?
So originally, you probably will see I had the Plague Marines on and the Terminators on the opposite sides of Mortarion. And I've moved them around because there's a Trigon right here. So Terminator is probably best placed to deal with that because it's got lots of damage 2 attacks that become damage 1 and Terminators are 3 wounds.
Yeah.
Whereas the Plague Marines are a bit more expendable to go up against these super deadly monsters that can one-shot a Terminator.
Yeah, so the Terminators, the Plague Marines, and the
Lord of Virulence.
He's
popped over in that corner there just to provide a bit more. Because I wasn't quite expecting you to
ignore the centre.
Spread out to the corners so much, so I've moved my sort of dangerous stuff more that way,
Yeah,
rather than straight down the middle at this stage.
You've redeployed to pick more ideal targets. So it is worth remembering that in this mission, all the Tyranids can heroically intervene, however. That's the advantage I get as the defender.
That's quite cheeky.
It's going to be interesting. So the only other sort of thing to roll for now is we don't have any pre-game stratagems, we don't have any pre-game moves.
No.
Everything is deployed on the table.
Yep.
So nothing in transports, nothing in deep strike. And that means we're ready for just our first turn roll-off to see who will be going first.
Let's go.
Let's go. Well, you can't see because it's hiding behind that tree, but that's a 2, that's a 5. So Death Guard will be going first. So we'll be back in a second with Death Guard, turn 1.
Let's go.
Right, Dan, so we're now at the top of Death Guard turn 1.
Yep.
So just before your command phase stuff, we have to roll for our Theatre of War, because it's the start of the first battle round.
Yes.
Which means there's a chance that the acidic bile rain is going to start falling, as the Tyranids are in the process of busy bio-consuming and basically dissolving everything in this portion of the planet. So roll as a dice down. On a 5+, we will start with some acidic rain from turn 1.
Let's check the forecast. No.
Yeah, that's fine. No acidic rain as yet. That's fine. It means we're not all melting straight away. It's
Good.
probably a good thing. Other than that, it's a start of the battle round, your command phase, so I'm not doing any synoptic imperatives turn 1.
Yep. So the only thing I've got to do in the command phase is Mortarion's ability out of the prime markets, like the chapter master ability to reroll all hits. You put it on a core or character unit within 6 inches, going on the plague marines there, so they'll be rerolling all hits in turn 1.
Lovely. Right then, so with that, we'll be back after Death Guard movement phase, and we'll see how aggressive it ends up being. Right Dan, here we are after movement phase. So tell me, how aggressive has the Death Guard been?
Quite. So we've determined this is a bit of a threat, so we're going to get rid of it. So
Yeah.
I've moved drone up, Terminator's up, that's pointing at it. Hopefully we'll get rid of that turn 1.
Yeah, it's fun to note that in this scenario there was only a 10-inch no man's land between the front lines of both deployment zones. Hence why we're very close turn 1 over there.
Elsewhere, I've pivoted this way with my forces here. We've got the Poxwalkers advancing through the forest. These units are hugging the back of the dense terrain. Obviously, it'll be -1 to shoot through, but so be it. It'll be -1 for you to shoot me as well. Mortarion has done an advance to get right up here, so he's projecting his 9-inch aura out to these guys at the moment, I think.
Yeah, the whole -1 toughness thing.
And the Chaos Spawn is just tucked in there a little bit, just to get a little bit of space, but not draw too much attention, hopefully. Be annoying in turn 2, maybe. We'll see. So next up is obviously the Psychic phase. Got Mortarion doing some Psychic powers.
Yes, and I actually have some denying opportunities, don't I?
Yeah.
Do I get 1 deny with the Hive Tyrant?
1 deny with the Hive Tyrant. So Mortarion can do
So
2 powers.
Cast 2, yeah.
Cast 2. We're going to definitely do Miasma Pestilence on himself.
Which is -1 to be hit.
Standard -1 to be hit. It's what he does. 6 is exactly enough.
Well, -1 to be hit, and the fact you cast it on a 6.
It's worth a deny, isn't it?
I think that's worth a deny attempt. Yeah, Hive Tyrant will attempt to deny. You're an 18-inch of Synapse creature, are you?
That's a good question.
I'm
Am
probably
I?
within 18 inches of these warriors, which would mean Shadow in the Warp,
Well remembered, yes I am.
which
So-
actually means you would have failed the cast.
Oh,
Because
okay
it's
then.
-1.
Fair play. In that case, I will.
You could re-roll it.
I'll
once
use a
you
command
re-roll.
point to re-roll.
Yeah, so, yeah.
Still failed.
Still failed.
Okay, never mind.
CP down.
CP.
Yeah, Shadow in the Warp there, coming into effect.
Yes, very good.
Ah,
very
see,
good.
first roll remembered as a Tyranid player.
Well played. And then
So-
second power will be Putrescent Vitality, and I will try and make my Death Guard infantry over there +1 strength and toughness.
Cool.
Do I do that? No, I'm going to make the Poxwalkers +1 strength and toughness,
Extra
just because
poxy.
they're in front, really. 5, 6, 7, 8.
So that's 7.
7. That is the casting value.
Well-
Putrescent Vitality. So now you might as well try and deny because
Yes, because I didn't actually need to try and deny the first one because you failed it.
because we did it wrong.
Try and deny. I rolled a 6 again, so
Okay, never mind.
not denied. You do get your.
Cool. Okay.
Cool.
But it costed me a CP. So
But it did cost you a CP. So I think then is it Death Guard shooting phase?
Death Guard shooting phase.
Right then, be back in a second. Death Guard shooting. What are we starting with?
We're starting with the Plague Burst. Plague Burst Crawler over here. I'm going to spend a CP on Disgusting Force.
Disgusting Force.
So the mortar goes up to damage 3, and it can spill mortal wounds around it.
Lovely.
Which
And
is kind of the reason I'm doing it.
what are we targeting?
The line of sight guns are going into this boy because.
So entropy cannons into the Trigon.
Yep, and the little gun.
And the slugger. Yeah.
But the mortar's going to go up and over out of line of sight onto these warriors here. Because it's 3 damage, they're 3 wounds, and there's a whole lot of units I could spill more wounds onto, which could then affect the spores of the mission objective.
Because of that, because you're increasing your damage and you're hitting my warriors, I'm going to use Reinforced Synapse Node. So that my warriors are at -1 damage.
Perfect.
What you want to start with?
We'll start with the mortar, up and over. It's all good fun.
Yep.
6 shots. 5.
5 shots at the warriors.
So that hitting on 4s because of that.
Yeah, hitting on 4s because of indirect fire.
Oh, well. Helped a little bit.
Helps a little bit.
2 hits.
So strength.
Strength 8 against toughness 5. So 3s. 2 wounds.
2 wounds. Now, I normally have a 4+ save.
Yep.
It's 3+ because of your indirect firing at me.
Yep.
And then it's AP.
2.
So, 2 5+ saves. Failed them both.
Okay. That kills a warrior then.
Because they're damage 3 reduced to damage 2.
Yes.
Yeah.
So then the additional effect is that every unit within 3 inches of that unit suffers a mortal wound on a 4+.
Of course, we've got a couple of units there.
All 3 of these.
So, we'll start with Termagants. Yep, dead Termagant. Hive Tyrant. Now the Hive Tyrant has a 5+ against wounds.
Yep.
Nope, he takes 1.
Okay.
That's important. Tyrant Guard. Yep.
Takes 1 as
They
well.
take 1 as well. Next, the actual straight line of sight
The
guns.
main line of sight guns. So we've got the entropy cannons going in first.
Entropy cannons
3s
into the
now.
trigon.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Well, I'm fine with that.
And then the Rot Hail Volley gun. 1 hit. Fails the wound.
Well, where next?
Let's keep pouring some fire into here. We'll do the Terminators onto the
Terminators into the trigon.
Trigon.
Light launcher.
hitting on 3s.
2 hits.
2 hits. It's strength 6. Your toughness
6.
7.
7 because... Oh no, am I within...
You're not within
Not
an
within
inch.
an inch.
Because that would be cheating.
Yeah,
It's
it would
only-
be, yeah.
The range is only 1 inch on turn 1. So
yeah, for
I'm
contagions.
not
So,
contaging
toughness 7,
you.
so 5s.
5s. No.
Nope, no ones with
Okay.
blade weapons. Cool. Next.
Next, we're going to go with the combi plasma. We're going to just use the plasma part, and we are going to overcharge because we've got a lord here.
Yes,
So
because
we're
we're
ones.
rolling ones.
What
Cool.
could go wrong?
Combi Plasma Champion.
2 hits.
Yeah,
Sorry,
2
1
hits.
hit.
1
Because
hit.
it's not.
1 hit, of course.
We are strength 8 now, so 3 is the wound. It's a
Wound. AP.
minus 3, and it's 2 damage.
Well, 4 up in one because of my
Yes.
adaptive thing. Nope, I take
Okay,
it.
2 damage so far.
2 damage.
And then all the bolters, because they're Death Guard, they can, and Terminators, they can move and fire with all
Ignore all
full
penalties.
capacity. So,
Reroll ones.
oh yeah, a couple of ones there.
Yeah, yeah.
Good stuff. 5's the wound. 5, no AP.
So 3 ups, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, it could have been 5 ups for all I could.
Okay, never mind.
So yeah, last of the shooting is a Trigod then. So what we got? A fancy Plague Spewer
Yep, we got the acidic malady upgraded
from the Lord of
twin
Virulence.
plague spewer on the Lord of Virulence.
And all
Right.
that means
2d6 automatic hits. 8. It's actually strength 6.
but still 5s.
Still 5s.
Plague weapon.
It is definitely a plague weapon.
Reroll ones.
There we go. We've got
4.
4.
4 up in one.
Got
Oh, we gotta take
second
2
on
there.
the
On this flank, we've got Plague Marine bolt guns into the Termagants.
Yep.
And their plasma weapons into the Hive Guard.
Yes,
correct?
the big guns is the Hive Guard. small guns and things. Both the Hive Guard and the Termagants are within 9 of Mortarion, so they're -1 toughness.
Correct.
So
So
he's full contagion range from the beginning.
yeah, he did advance, which is why he's so close. So he's not charging, but he is reducing the toughness of these units.
So here's the bolt guns. Because they're obviously Death Guard, they can fire at full rapid fire at range.
Yes, but you are firing through dents.
Yes, so we're hitting on 4s.
But re-rolling all.
But
because
re-rolling
Mortarion.
all misses because Mortarion said so. Oh, that
He didn't
help.
say so well enough.
Now
So
you're toughness 2,
2s.
so it's 2s to wound.
Oh, contagions.
Okay, so 4 wounds, no AP.
4 5-ups. 3 go down. Plasma guns at Hive
Then
Guard.
Plasma guns at the Hive Guard. So they don't get the extra rapid range, so it's just 1 shot each.
Okay.
And because they're re-rolling, I'm going to overcharge because why
Cool.
not? The green one's the champion.
Yeah.
Okay.
Re-roll.
I'm not going to re-roll that one, even if
Yeah, even though I missed.
Yep, so we've got 1 hit.
1 hit.
It's strength 8 because of the overcharge.
Freeze.
Your
toughness reduction.
I think it's toughness 6, but it doesn't matter. It's still down to 5. So
You're right. Down to 5. Still wounds.
Still wounds.
Lots of AP. How much?
Yeah, AP 3, 2 damage because it's a supercharged plasma.
6+ save for the Hive Guard. No,
Close, not
but
quite.
no.
So 2 wounds down on
Yeah.
Hive Guard, and then the Blight launch is going to hopefully finish him off.
Yep.
So this is again 4s, but re-rolling because of the Mortarion. 1 hit.
1 hit.
This is strength 6, so this will be 3s because of the toughness reduction.
Because of the toughness reduction. Freeze.
It
wounds.
wounds. It's -2 damage,
5-up save. That's going to kill one.
unless you want to re-roll.
No, I'll just take it.
Okay, that one.
Yeah. Right, so then last bit of shooting, is it?
Yep, last bit of shooting. Blight Hauler. We're gonna split some fire into both of these, try and get a wound on each of them.
Yeah, because we want, the more things that are individually wounded, the more the digestion pools are going to start harming things in this mission. So, are we doing missile launcher at
I'm gonna crack missile at this
the
because
Tyranids?
of the range of Trinifex, and then the multi-melt into the Harrispex.
Harrispex. Cool.
So start with the multi-melter. So normally 3s, so 4s because of the dense terrain.
Dense. 2
It's
hits.
nice.
What? That's toughness 8.
It's toughness 8, strength 8, so
Force.
4s. There's a wound.
Wound. I don't have an
It is
input.
-4, but you do have a 2-up armor save.
Ooh, so I actually get a 6-up.
Yep.
6-up save. Ah, close, but no. So just
D6 damage. 5.
5 damage.
Tasty.
Nice. I can't do anything about that.
And then we'll do the crack missile on the other one. Hits.
Hits, yep. 4s.
It is 4s again, strength 8 against toughness 8.
Wounds on a 5 anyway. 4-up save. This is going to be how much damage? D6?
D6.
So I'm going to CP re-roll that because I'd rather not get hurt straight away.
Makes sense.
No, still goes through.
Here's the damage roll. 6 damage.
6
I don't know why you're
damage.
so excited about your model taking damage there.
I mean, I'm not. I tried to CP it to stop it.
So it's got 11 wounds left.
11 wounds left. Cool.
That went perfectly. Good work, little
Right.
White Hauler.
Well then, we'll quickly jump into charge phase because
Yep.
we've got a few charges here, and then we'll be back in a minute.
Yeah, I mean, there's no
Fight
prizes for guessing what's happening here.
phase.
That's charging that.
Yeah.
Oh, look, we're in.
Yeah. The
And
light
then
drone's in.
the Blight Lords as well. That'll do it.
Yeah, that was going to do it. Right then, so we'll be back in a second with Death Guard fight phase. Right, so Death Guard fight phase. We've many things fighting the Tervigon, and we are starting with.
Start with the Blight Terminators. 5 of them get to a fight. Well, one of them importantly has the Flail of Corruption at the start there.
Yeah, so Flail of Corruption to start with.
And I'm going to spend a CP
Ooh.
because I forgot to mention it earlier. I say earlier, it happens now on Vermid Whispers, which is +1 to hit with a Terminator unit, basically.
Cool, doesn't it? Yep, sure.
The children of the Fly Lord speak to us, brothers. Let them guide our inexorable strike.
So 2s now to hit, rerolling 1s because of this boy. Good stuff. 5, so it's 5s to wound.
Yeah.
Against
5 to
now
wound.
reduce toughness to 6. So that's
3.
3, and it's a plague weapon, so I can reroll the 1. Doesn't help. So 3 wounds, -2 damage each.
So I'm on my Fire Pin one.
Yes.
Fire Pin one. It's 2 go through, so I'll take 4 damage.
Puts you down to 6 wounds. So let's do the Plague Swords first. We roll them 1s.
Yep.
Hitting on 2s.
There we go.
These are also strength 5, so winning on 5s and 6s. 3 wounds. These are -3. Not that makes any difference.
Fire Pin one.
Yep.
Fire Pin one. 1 passed, so 2 damage.
And then we've got the axes. The champion has an axe, so we get an extra attack with these.
Cool.
And all
hits.
Yep. And the reason why I'm doing these separately is because they are strength 6, so winning on 4s.
4s, yeah. Didn't come
that much. So we've got 4 more. These are AP2, but it's on your own button.
4 Fire Pin ones. Pass 2. Chuck us another dice because 1 went off the table. Okay, 1 goes through. So yeah, because I'm quite injured at this point, it's not worth me interrupting really, because I'm not going to do any damage to anything. Yeah, just go for it. So this is the Flesh Mower now.
Flesh Mower.
Going to mow down the Trigon.
12 attacks, hitting on 3s.
I'm just hoping I can survive this.
Of course, it can't reroll them.
It is freeze to wound.
It is 3s to wound, because I'm strength 7, and you're reduced toughness to 6.
Reduced to 6.
And it's a plague weapon.
Oh, of course it is.
So that's
7.
7 wounds. It's on your invuln, it's 2 damage each as well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely... I think Indomitable Atrocity would have been wasted here.
That's fair.
I think you're probably going to get me anyway.
Oh.
Yeah, you've got me anyway, because... Yeah, there we go.
That was a really good roll, though.
It was a pretty good roll, but down goes the Turbion. So I just need to check for death throws?
Yes. So that's 6
See if it
for
goes
monsters.
Nah, no death throws. Down goes the Trigon. With that is the end of Death Guard turn 1. So we'll be back in a second with Tyranid turn 1. And we'll see how that goes. So it's command phase. Nothing from the Theatre of War right now. That's going to happen at the end of my turn later. And instead, I'm going to be using 2 stratagems, 1 CP each. One of them is going to be, what's it called? Endless Swarm. So I'm going to recover D3 plus 3 Termagants to one of my Termagant units. And I'm going to recover the unit over here next to Mortarion. There's only 4 dead, and I roll a minimum of 4. So, it would be D3 plus 3. Those 4 Termagants are just going to come straight back.
There they are.
And then my second sort of recovering stratagem is going to be rapid regeneration on the horror specs, because I want him to get some wounds back. So he's going to be getting D3 wounds back. He gets 3 wounds back.
Nice.
He's only down 2 from that horrible melter shot that originally got. And then the only other thing in the command phase is my Hive Commander ability. So the Hive Tyrant is going to tell the Tyrant Guard to reroll 1 state.
Okay.
Lovely. Then we'll be back in a second. We'll have moved around and we've decided where we're going to go. So. Right, so Tyranid movement phase. So we've moved around a little bit and we've held down 2 and 3 objectives at this point in time. We could have gone for the 3rd one, but anything we've put on it, we feel like it's just going to be fed to Morty. And
that's fair.
It's not going to hang around by my next command phase, therefore rendering worthless. So what we have done, however, we've positioned to sort of attempt to hold Morty at bay a little bit for now. So the Hive Guard have fallen back to hold this particularly deadly Venomthrope. Termagants are spread out to basically just try and body block Mortarion from landing on the Hive Guard. Same with the Warriors, they've taken the front rank. And the Horsebex, after regenerating, has decided to hop forwards a little bit. Whether he's going to go for Poxwalkers and Plague Marines, or just Poxwalkers, is yet to be seen. And the Tyranid has moved down into the corner where he's got line of sight on Mortarion, or potentially that Plague drone thing, what's it called? The Blight Hauler?
Mephetic Blight Hauler.
Yeah, it'd be nice one to hit it because we found through dens, but we could do it. And then on this flank, the Hive Tyrant and the Tyrant Guard have decided to countercharge. They're going to have to try and deal with this flank before it gets out of hand. And then the Warriors and the Termagants back here have fallen back to hold this deadly Venomthrope.
Cool. A big old fight over here.
Yeah, so we're going to quickly jump into Psychic phase because it's just a nice quick one from the Tyrant. So the Tyrant's just going to start with... he's basically going to be casting the Blessing of +1 to wound in melee on the Tyrant Guard.
Yep.
And the Malediction of -1 to wound in -1 to wound in melee on the Blight Lords.
Okay.
I'll start with the Blessing on my own, guys. That's fine, that's not going to do it.
Don't think so.
Okay, so that one's failed, but it's fine. We'll then attempt the -1 to wound in melee on the Blight Lords themselves.
Okay.
That
It's not great.
Also failed. Alright, this one I'm going to CP.
Yeah, probably worth rerolling
Yeah.
at least one of them.
This one's worth CPing. Cast on a 7.
Oh.
I'm guessing
I'll try and
Mortarion's
deny
within
if I'm within range.
I'm guessing he is.
24 looks quite close to 24.
Yeah, I'd say you are.
Alright, yeah.
Borderline, but I'm happy to say you are, so go ahead.
Okay, here we go.
Not denied.
Okay.
Because you do not beat me. Lovely. So it is -1 to wound, -1 to wound in melee for the Blight Lords.
Good to know.
Good to know. Alright, so we'll be back in a second then with Tyranid shooting phase. Okay then, Tyranid shooting phase. We've got a couple of key targets. We're going to start with the Rupture Cannon from the Tyranid.
All fun.
Yeah, so I did think about it. I could either pop it into Morty or I can pop it into the Blight Hauler. Now, this is the point in the game pretty much where I'm deciding, do I commit to trying to harm Morty or not? I feel like I'm going to go for the route of not.
Okay, we're ignoring him. Kill everything else.
Yeah, he'll get some opportunity attacks when we can, but for now, Rupture Cannon's going to go into the Mephitic Blight Hauler. Because it -1 to hit for shooting it through the dense, but hopefully we can try and crack it with a good shot here.
That's fair enough.
So, 3 shots from the Tyranid Rupture Cannon.
Yes.
Hitting on 4s due to dense cover. Okay.
Just the one.
I will CP. Because I want to try and get 2 hits on it. I land 2
Got it.
hits.
2's to wound.
2's to wound.
So strength 14.
Damn it. There we go.
There's a classic 1.
Classic. Well, I can't do anything about that. So AP -4.
Okay, it's a 5 up invulnerable save because it's a demon engine.
Yeah.
No, goes through.
D6 plus 4 damage.
-1.
-1.
D6
so
plus 4, -1. So 6.
6 damage on it.
So it's down to 3 wounds.
Fine by me. While we're here then, we'll do the Horospex' big licky graspy tongue.
Licky tongue.
Because of damage reductions and stuff, I am going to fire it at the Plague Marines.
Yep, fair enough.
And I want to try and eat one. So, force tip because of Iron Free Dense. Missed.
Okay.
Can do nothing about that. Licky tongue misses.
That's a shame.
So we'll go to these warriors. Since the hauler is down to 3 wounds, I'm actually going to put everything into the hauler.
Yeah, that makes some sort of sense.
Yeah, so we'll start with the Venom Cannon. So it's D3 shots. 2 shots. Force tip because dense cover.
Yep.
2 hits.
Nice one.
It is strength 8.
Yep, 3's to wound.
3s. More ones. 1 wound. 5 up in 1.
Yep.
Saved. And then 6 death splitter shots at it. Force for dense cover. 1 hit.
Yep.
5s because
Not gonna do it.
No. Oh well. It is a tough old hauler.
Yeah, it's a tough little weird beetle construction thing.
Well, we might as well try and finish it off with the Impaler Cannons then.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So the Tyranid Warriors are a silenced creature with line of sight to it. So
Yes.
the fact that there might be some various obscuring doesn't matter. Does that mean I can ignore modifiers?
Yes. No problems at all with line of sight.
Yeah.
But they do completely ignore the dents, which is quite nice.
Yeah, because the Warriors have trace around them.
Yep.
Okay, so 2 Impaler Cannons from the Hive Guard at the wounded Blight Hauler. 6 shots, no modifiers to hit because of Synapse Guidance.
Yep. Let's go.
3s to hit. 4 hits. Strength 6, 5s to wound.
Yes.
1.
1 whole wound.
Invuln. Goes
Failed.
through for 1 damage to you because Death Guard.
Down to 2.
Down to 2. So over to this flank then. So the main shooting here is going to be the Shard Gullet.
Yes.
Straight into this blade.
Point blank range into the drone.
Yep. So this is 3
Hold
shots.
on. There you go. Yeah, there we go.
This is 3 shots hitting on
It
2,
is.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Shard Gullet at the Blight Drone. 3 shots, 2 to hit. They all hit.
Good stuff.
Right. Strength 12, 3s to wound. All of them wound.
Wound.
3 invulns.
3 invuns. 5 up on the drone.
Damn it.
Oh, save 2.
damage.
1 goes through, 4
Yeah.
damage. Or 5
Should be
becomes
5,
4.
reduced to 4.
So it's 5 wounds left.
Well, in that case, then we'll also put a venom cannon and a death spitter into it from these warriors.
Sure, why not?
D3 shots from the venom cannon. 2 shots.
Mhm.
Some freeze. 1 hit. Strength 8 freeze.
Yep.
Wounds. Inbun.
Goes through.
1 damage though because
Yep.
reduced from 2.
Down to 4.
And then death spitter at it as well. 3 shots. 2 hits. 5s. 1 wound. -2 still, so still 5
Yep.
up, yeah. Another single wound.
Okay.
7 flesh borers at the black drone as well. We want to try and do at least 1 more chip damage if possible. 5 hits. Humidity on freeze.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
They didn't get that much better.
5s. 1 cocked.
Yep.
1 wound.
Okay, it might be all you need. So 4 up.
Yeah.
There you go,
One
down
more
to 2.
wound. Brings it into 1 hit range from the bone sword. I think that is all the
I
shooting.
think you're right. I think it probably is.
So we'll quickly do charges because that won't take long.
Yes.
Yeah. These are charging them.
Yep, like that.
There's no failing there. Right, so the Hive Tyrant is going to multi-charge the Blight Lords and the drone. Because
Okay.
of Paroxysm, the Blight Lords can't overwatch, so we don't need to worry about that.
No problem.
He's going to be in range, he's going to do trampling charge.
Yes.
So,
He has the horned chitin keyword.
no
Horned
slamming.
chitin.
Which means I roll a dice on a 2 to 4. The Blight Lords will suffer 3
3 more wounds. On a 5 up, it's D3 plus 3.
Honestly, who? 2 plus C if you take some mortal wounds. 6.
Oh, it's the big.
D3
Big
plus
D3
3
plus
mortal
3.
wounds. It's the big
Oh, it's
6
the big
mortal
6 more wounds.
wounds.
That's 2 dead Terminators right off the bat.
That was a very well spent CP.
Well played.
Lovely. There's 2 of them dealt with already.
Yeah, it's lovely.
And then the Tyrant Guard will also just join in the fight. Horospex is also going to charge the Poxwalkers, and just the Poxwalkers. He could try it on the Plague Marines, but because of the dense cover being -2 to charge, I'd have to roll a 10 to reach them, which I don't want to do.
Yes. Bit risky.
So, just charging as the Poxwalkers and Horospex. He gets a 10.
Oh, well, there you go.
But it's fine, because he's just good to trampoline.
Stomp.
Right, so we'll be back in a second then with Tyranid fight phase. Right, so to start Tyranid fighting phase, we're going to start with the Tyrant Guard on the Black Lords because it's probably the best way to play around combat interrupt.
Yes, because I have multiple CP and I will definitely be interrupting somewhere.
Yeah. So, the Tyrant Guard are 3 attacks base each, plus 1 because they're by a Tyrant. So 4 attacks each with their Rending Claws, and they're also getting 2 each from Silent Talons.
Yep.
So we start with all the Rending Claws.
Okay.
Hitting on freeze, re-rolling 1s. There are no 1s.
Oh, that's quite good.
Just A2, which is fine.
That's a pretty good roll.
Yeah. Because of many bonuses, these are strength 8, so freeze to wound.
Yep. Sadly, you didn't. Well, sadly for you didn't get the power off to make them +1 to wound.
No, which would have been fun, but...
Quite a lot.
Freeze 6, 8, that are -4, so you're on your inbuns.
Yep. So 4 up in vulnerable saves. It's not too bad. 4/4.
Now these should...
They're only 1 damage.
Yeah, they're all only 1 damage.
So it's a Terminator and a bit.
And a bit. Then 6 Siving Talon attacks from the Tyrant Guard. So again, freeze to hit, re-rolling 1s.
Nice.
Nah, didn't help.
They didn't help. Yep. But it's still 3s.
Still freeze. 3 wounds, -1.
-1, so 3 up saves. Take another wound.
Take another wound. So, at this point, you've got a Terminator on 1 wound, the Black Drone on 2 wounds. Would you like to interrupt anywhere?
I would absolutely like to interrupt somewhere. I'm going to interrupt for 2 CP and go with the drone into the Hive Tyrant.
So how many attacks?
12.
Hitting on
3s. We are strength 7, so we're wounding on 5s. Yeah, it's toughness 8 on the Hive Tyrant, on the walking Hive Tyrant. It's
bad,
pretty,
though.
pretty good though, and it's plague weapons for all that.
So
Okay.
6.
6 wounds. Yeah, it's pretty good. AP 2 damage. Oh, that's nasty.
That's a lot worse than I was expecting it to be.
Yeah, it really is. So that's 10 wounds.
Gonna be 10 wounds?
But you do get to 5 up ignore.
Yes, oh thank
Jump
God for that, yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna take that, yeah. I'm gonna take the 10 wounds then, obviously.
Sure.
I have my feel no pain against them. Oh, good relic choice, Dan. Good suggestion.
Yeah.
5 up feel no pains. That was cold. I'd like it to be a 6. No. So we're actually going to be on a total of 5 wounds remaining.
Okay.
Yeah, 6 to go through.
That's
That's better.
I'll take that for my 2 CP interrupt.
Yeah, I can stomach that a bit better at least, being on the 5 wounds.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, in that case then, I might as well hit that back then.
Yeah.
So Hive Tyrant has 5 attacks, and I am going to split here.
Oh, brave.
Yeah. Well, you saw how well it worked out in the last battle report of my aggressor.
Oh, yeah. It's true.
Hero, Sergeant, Aggressor. So I'm going to put... I need 1 to go through to kill it. So I'm going to put 3 attacks on the drone
Okay.
and 2 attacks on the Blight Lords.
Sure.
So we'll start on the drone. Because I'm degraded, 3 attacks hitting on freeze. Yeah. That drone's not going to die, is it?
I don't know. Spicy.
Strength enough to be freeze.
Yep.
Wounds, invuln.
Okay. Here we go. 5 up invuln.
You've got 1 CP. No, not 1 CP, you've got 3 CP. haven't
3 CP. Oh, I'll definitely use it then.
you? I'll just double check that was right. Yeah, I had you at 5 and you're interrupted. Yeah.
Yep.
Got 3 CP.
There we go.
2 CP.
CP well spent. Drone sticking around.
Wow. I did not expect the drone to live. Right. Then 2 attacks on the Terminators, see if we can finish off out of a Blight Lord. Well, they hit.
Yep.
2s. 2 wounds on your invuln.
4 up invuln.
Kills
1
the
pass,
wounded
1 fail.
one.
Yep, kills the wounded one.
Alright, so Horospex attacking the Poxwalkers. 15 attacks with his shovelly claws.
Yeah, the Ravenous Maw.
Rather than small. Freeze to hit. Freeze to wound currently. Well, I mean, that's 11 wounds,
Alright.
which are all damage 2.
I'll just take them off. Predictably, that happened.
Yeah.
All the Poxwalkers are dead.
All the Poxwalkers died, which means the Horospex healed back up to full wounds for eating them, and is
Yep.
consolidated further into the woods.
Okay.
He's now looking at some tasty plain greens.
Ugh. Gross.
However,
Also in the fight phase that we definitely didn't forget, these Terminators are going to fight back against the Tyrant Guard because they're a much easier target given that I've got a -1 to wound power on me.
yes, I mean, you say much easier target, it's still, for the majority, 4s and 5s to wound.
Yeah, but still. So we're going to go with the Sword Man first. Sword Man, so hitting on 3s because the Terminators.
Thanks for 1 hit. You roll ones.
2
2
wounds.
2
Yep.
hits even. Yep.
5 to wound. 1 wound, -3.
5 up save for the Tyrant Guard. Fine.
Nice. Then the guy with the axe, the champion.
Yeah.
2 hits.
Hit. Yep, no ones.
He's strength 6, so it's
This would be
4s.
freeze, so it's 4s.
Yep. 1 wound, -2.
4 up. Fine.
Yep. And then finally the flail with the 6 attacks.
5 hits.
Lots of hits. And this is 4s again, so various numbers. And we
2.
roll the 1 'cause it's plague weapon.
Weapon.
3 wounds. This is -2, 2 damage.
4 up saves. We then have an interesting thing that's going to happen over here because now we're going to go to the morale phase down.
Yep.
Now, how many Blight Lords did you have at the start of the turn?
I had 7, and now I have 3.
So that's -4, correct?
Correct.
Which means they're currently in leadership 5.
Well, sure.
Currently.
Yeah.
As it were, for morale. So I'm going to use a often rare seen but interesting stratagem here. For 1 CP, I'm going to use Psychotropic Venom. So because they're in close combat, or they're engagement range rather, of an enemy model with a lash whip, i.e. the Hive Tyrants, for 1 CP, I'm going to force them to be an additional -2 leadership, and if you do fail morale, you get an additional -1 on combat attrition tests.
What madness is this? This toxin mars our flesh. Is it not one of the grandfather's bountiful gifts?
So what that means is, for 1 CP, you'll roll a dice, and on a 4+, you'll have one of these Blight Lords run away. And if he does run away, You'll then have to roll 2 more dice. On a 1, 2, or 3, the other 2 Blight Lords would run away.
Yeah, so 1 CP for massively increasing the chance of losing at least one and possibly all 3. It's pretty good.
Or the other option you've got, do you have 2 CP
I
for
do have 2
auto-pass morale?
CP. I could auto spend.
Because this is something I use at the start of the morale phase. I am going to force your decision either way, so I am going to use the 1 CP of mine to use Psychotropic Venom.
Do you know what? I am going to spend those 2 CP. They are very valuable individual models, and
so I might be spending 1 CP to force you to spend your last 2.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, so it means that at the end of my first turn, we're both going to be tanked out to 0 CP.
We'll get them back again.
At the end of the turn, we had to roll for the digestive spores. So for every model that was on the table that was wounded, we rolled dice on a 4+, they would take an extra mortal wound. As a result of that, the Tyranid took a wound, the light drone took a wound,
Yep, down to 1.
it was down to 1, and the Hive Tyrant took a wound, down to 4. So,
obviously in that corner.
For those wondering why the Tyranid spores are digesting Tyranid creatures, it's because that's what they do.
That is what they do.
At some point, Tyranids always get sort of reabsorbed by the Hive Fleet, and right now we are trying to reconsolidate our biomass. So we are trying to dissolve these.
The
these
spores aren't
venom
intelligent. They just eat whatever's there.
Yeah. So with that, we'll be back in a minute then with Death Guard turn 2.
Yep, turn 2 coming up. Right.
We're back for Death Guard turn 2.
Got turn 2.
Now, you do have a few things to do in command phase, but before that, we have a few things to do with the Theatre of War and the mission and other things.
Yep.
Because basically, stuff's about to get gribbled on in various ways.
Time to consult the weather forecast, isn't it?
Yes, let's start with that. So we're about to roll for the acidic rain, see if that starts up on round 2. So roll dice, 5+. No, that's okay. We're holding off from the downpour for now. However, this is the first turn where there are units in range of the objective markers, which means these horribly toxic Venomthropes are about to harm anything nearby.
Oof.
Which does unfortunately mean the Tyranids right now.
Yes.
So, basically for each unit that's holding or within range of an objective marker, I have to roll 4d6, and on any ones, that unit suffers a mortal wound.
Lovely.
So, we'll start with the Hive Guard. 4d6. Well, I couldn't do that again if I tried.
You safe?
I'll roll it. Yeah, we're safe.
Right.
So, Hive Guard take nothing. Termagants. Ooh, 2 Termagants.
Those 2?
Yeah, go on then. 2 Termagants die due to toxic venom spores. And same again over here. So this time, Tyranid Warriors. One's a mortal wounds. One mortal wound on a warrior. And then same again for Termagants. Nothing, they're fine there. Cool. So dangerous objectives doing dangerous things.
Yeah, good stuff.
And then finally, while we're talking about the Tyranids, because it's battle round 2, I will be activating my Goaded to Slaughter Synaptic Imperative. Yep. So any units in Synapse range will be getting Exploding Sixes in melee, so long as the Hive Tyrant is still alive, which might be questionable.
I plan to make that not the case.
So in the meantime, we might as well now return to our regularly scheduled command phase.
Mortarion is going to tell himself to reroll hits because he's the only thing that he can reach with it by power.
We're done. We're back after moving.
Yes.
What's gone where, and how do you plan to kill me now?
Most notably, Mortarion's gone there.
Yeah. Claimed a lone objective, a lone Venomthrope.
I'm gonna bank on the fact that he'll still be alive at the start of my next turn and controlling that objective.
Probably.
You can try and stop me, but if you want to go close to Mortarion, you go ahead.
Yeah, I don't want to go close to Mortarion.
So rather than sending him to kill a bunch of stuff, I'm using him for points here. Banking on catching up later, obviously, but a little bit of a bonus here is going to be a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Over here, this combat's going on, but we've brought the Lord round the corner. He's planning to charge in and help against the Hive Tyrant, and then the cultists will advance that way, just to eventually get over down here, maybe.
Yeah.
We've swung the Blight Hauler round here. You can take some shots that way, you can charge some warriors, whatever. Speaking of charging warriors, the spawns come out to play to hit maybe a long charge into them.
Charge, yep.
And the Plague Marines have moved up slightly to get the Haruspecs into contagion range.
Yeah.
And they're going to be blasting him along with assistance from the Plague Blast caller back there. Hopefully we can do enough damage that it's worth charging in with Plague Marines to finish him off. We'll see.
We shall see. So then, we might as well jump quickly into Psychic phase.
Yep, Psychic phase. I've just got Mortarion. And he's going to do Miasma of Pestilence on himself. That's the main one. No, he's not.
No, he's not.
He's going to do a Smite. Yes, he is.
On a 10, not an 11, because of Shadow in the War.
Oof, cheeky.
So not a Super Smite.
Very cheeky.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. I mean, you might as well try to deny, I guess.
I can say, is that going to be his only power?
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be 3 mortal wounds on Termagants, is it?
I think it's the Warrior there. That's 11.5. That's... No, it's Termagants.
It's going to be Termagants, unless I can roll an 11 on this deny.
You are within 24.
That's a 10. Yep, sure, 3 dead Termagants.
Okay. Bonk. Take that.
And with that, shall we just jump straight into shooting phase?
Sure. I'm going to
Nice and
start
quick.
with Mortarion.
Yeah.
He's going to use the lantern, shoot that Warrior.
Cool. Yeah. Fancy plasma pistol in.
It will be -1 to hit because
of dense.
Still hits.
hits.
I believe it's strength 8.
Freeze. That's going to do it on a 6.
Yep. -3 damage, I think.
Yeah.
Dead Warrior.
Dead Warrior.
So let's go for the... basically everything else is just shooting that.
Right, so we're about to open up with many, many weapons on the Horospecs. And I think I'm going to spend my last CP for now on Indomitable Monstrosity.
Transhuman for monsters.
Yeah, trans monster. Can't be wounded on 1, 2s or 3s. Which, since your contagions are reducing me to toughness 7,
Quite a big
I'm
deal.
about to be hit by a
lot of
bunch
strength 8
of strength 8
weapons.
weapons. Yeah, it's worth doing.
Yeah. Let's start with the Plague Blast Crawler back there.
Yep.
And the Entropy Cannons.
Entropy Cannons at the Horospecs.
They both missed because of the dense
Because of
terrain.
dense cover. Yep.
Okay, that was good. Good start. Mortar.
Mortar.
5 shots. 2 hits. This is also strength 8.
Okay, for some reason I thought it was less than that. No, it's fine. 1 anyway on Plague
And it's a
Weapon.
Plague Weapon. 2 wounds.
2 AP.
AP 2 damage.
2 4-up saves.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Nice.
So that's just 4 damage.
Yep, so down to 11. Right. Blight Hauler. Let's see if we can do a good job again this time.
Yep,
So the multi-melter.
Falls to hit.
1 hit.
Dense cover's helping.
A lot.
Falls.
Wound. I'm going to use my command point there. My 1 command point to reroll that to wound
On falls, yeah.
because it's d6 plus 2 damage.
Fair enough.
Yep. So
It's
a
going to wound 6 up
minus
save.
4. Yeah, you get a 6 up save.
6 up save. Nope. D6 plus 2.
d6 plus 2 damage. 4.
4.
All right.
Fair enough.
Well, whatever. And the crack missile hits.
Falls.
Wounds.
Wounds.
Minus
4 up?
2. Yeah.
4 up save. It helped if I passed the save.
It would.
D6.
5.
5. It's down to 2.
Spicy. Right, the Plague Marines can finish it off then. Blight Launcher.
Blight Launcher. Double hits.
Right. No wounds.
Not on 2s.
The Plasma Guns. Oh, never mind. 2 hits
2
there,
hits.
because of the dense. Strength 8. So,
Is it strength 8 without overcharging?
Oh yeah, no, it's strength 7.
Falls.
I
I mean,
mean,
falls
still
anyway,
falls.
because Indomitable.
Yep.
Yep.
1 wound, minus 3.
Fail.
Yes. Pass 1.
I passed one.
Okay.
He's down to 2 wounds though. You did a fair chunk to
I
him.
did, didn't I? That makes it very interesting for Plague Marines to charge him.
Yeah, and especially
How much is
considering
that?
he's a wounded unit potentially
he's
at the end
gonna
of the battle round.
Oh yeah.
Any more shooting, or is that?
I think that's
it
all my
for
shooting. I think that's everything.
Lovely. In which case, then we'll quickly do charges.
Yep.
And then we'll do charges now.
Okay.
I'm guessing
Lord
into Hive Tyrant.
Hive Tyrant. And I don't have any CP, so
Yeah. Just don't roll a double one.
I really don't need a double one.
7 will do.
So, yeah. In he goes. Can we finish the job there?
And any other charges?
This is going to charge then.
Blight Hauler into Warriors.
Yep, and you haven't got any CP.
No CP to Overwatch. 7 inch will do it.
And then the Plague Marines are going to charge. Big goal.
Big old chompy.
And I hope for the best.
I mean, yeah, anything but double 1. 7, yeah. We're going to leave them there because there's not space really
That's
to
reasonable.
move the models, but they're definitely an engagement. They're just charging through the trees.
Okay.
So we'll be back in a second with Death Guard fight phase. Alright, so we're back with the Death Guard fight phase. Now, because there's no CP anywhere for interrupting, we're just going to go down the line. So starting with the Blight Hauler, how many attacks?
It's got 4 attacks.
Into these warriors.
And have a little nibble on those warriors. It's on 3s. It's quite nice.
Yeah, 3 hits.
It's strength 6.
There's 4.
And it's got plague weapons, so it will be 3 re-rolling 1s.
Yep. There's 1/1.
Like that. No.
So 2.
2 wounds at -2.
6 ups.
Merely 1 damage though.
Well, that's 2 damage. Plague Marines, they're a charge.
Do the Power Fist first.
Oh god.
So 3 attacks with the champion with a Power Fist. Hitting on 4s, it's a Power Fist.
It's a Power Fist.
Whoa,
well,
spicy.
3 hits. 3's to wound because contagion.
3's to wound because the contagion, yeah. Spicy. 2 wounds, -3.
5 ups.
It's 2 damage each, so you need to pack both of them.
5 ups. No!
Close,
gets
nice
him.
cigar.
Gets him to the wound. So, death throws.
Yes.
No death throws.
That's a shame.
Boo! Yeah, so this is going to be one of the key fights, really. Lord of Virulence versus my Wounded Hive Tyrant.
Yep, so he's got 5 attacks. He hits on 3, so he's got a Power Fist thing, which is -1, but he can re-roll all hits because of his Warp Insect Hive.
That's right. Okay.
Quite nice.
2 rerolls. Whoop. I mean,
There we go, all hits.
That is all of them.
Spicy.
That's not what we wanted to see.
He is strength 8.
I'm reduced to toughness 7 because of contagion.
So it's
3s.
3s to wound, and he can also re-roll these as well because of Warp Insect Hive. Really nice. There we go.
God.
5 wounds.
Now what damage are
It's
these?
damage 2. And
Okay.
It's -3, so it's on your invulnerables.
Yeah. 5 invuns for the Hive Tyrant.
Yes.
4 up. Okay.
It's not terrible.
2 go through, which means that's going to be 4 damage on his current 4 wounds. 5 up, feel no pain.
There we go.
No CP. He's alive on 1 wound.
1 wound left. Okay, and now it is your turn to pick a unit to fight with.
Yes.
Can I guess the Hive Tyrant?
Yes.
Okay.
So Wounded Hive Tyrant, 5 attacks. I'm going to split it. 3 attacks on the drone and 2 attacks on the Blight Lords.
Okay.
So we'll start with our 3 attacks on the drone, hitting on 4s. Rerolling 1s.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
That helped.
Cocked or not.
Ah, that's 4.
Fair enough by me. 2 hits. Strength 10, so 3s.
Yep.
2 wounds on your invuln for the drone.
5 up in bun. 1 goes through.
I'd say cocked. I'd say roll it again. That seemed cocked to me. It
Alright,
wasn't flat. That goddamn drone.
Your loss.
It is my loss, but that's the way the dice roll. And that means my Hive Tyrant is probably dead now.
Yeah.
Because I was hoping that thing wasn't going to get to attack him.
I was kind of hoping you kill it and then it explode and kill you. That would be funny.
Well, now you're just going to not explode and kill me.
Yes.
So, 2 attacks on the Blight Lords.
Go for it.
Oop. Both miss. Fair enough then. The Hive Tyrant clearly is on his last legs. And didn't manage to achieve anything. So,
Shame.
Blight Lords next, I imagine.
Yep. Into the Hive Guard. The Tyrant Guard, rather.
Into the Tyrant Guard, yeah.
They want 4, yeah.
You are still at -1 to wound.
Oh, yeah, fair enough. Never mind.
But that just makes it definitely them as the target rather than the Hive Tyrant.
Yeah, sure. So here comes the Flail. So hit on 3s.
No ones.
No 1s to reroll.
It would be 3s and now he's winning 4s.
Reroll the 1s. It's Plague Weapon. Okay, that's
3 wounds.
3 -2, 2 damage each.
4 ups. 1 for 2 damage. Kills a wounded guy.
Perfect. And then we've got a sword. No.
Misses.
And an axe from the champion.
They are
all
hit.
the times. And
This is
also
by...
4s.
False gets the axe.
Yeah,
isn't it?
swords at 5s.
2
more, -2, 1 damage.
4 ups. Takes 2, drops to 2.
Down to 2.
And at that point, I might as well
You
fight
get to
back
pick.
with the Tyrant Guard. It doesn't matter. It's the Warriors who've already fought the Blight. Blight Hall's already fought
Yeah,
the
doesn't
Tyrant
matter.
Guard. So, Tyrant Guard. 3 attack space +1 for Tyrant. and then go sides. But Rending Claws first. 4 Rending Claws into the Blight Lords. Exploding 6. Yep, that's right.
And reroll 1.
And reroll 1s. Yeah, so reroll 1.
2 exploding 6s.
Okay, so hit and hit effectively.
Yeah.
5 hits. Freeze to wound. 2. -4 in buns.
In runs. 1 goes through.
1 goes through, and then 2 Siving Talon attacks.
Okay.
2 hits, no 6s.
Okay.
They don't wound. No, they do wound. 1
real
wound.
Yeah.
1 wound.
Goes through.
Second wound goes through.
And 1 wound left on.
Ooh, 1 wound left.
Yeah,
Dangerous place to be.
It is, isn't it?
Especially next to that drone.
Oh yeah. And speaking of which,
You might as well do the drone.
my turn to attack with the thing. So
Yep.
drone, he's just going to try and finish that Hive Tyrant off, isn't he?
I imagine he is.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Hive Tyrant on 1 wound. Falls instead of 5s, yeah.
I roll really well. Oh, and this turn I rolled terribly. But
Plague
it is
weapon.
plague, so I can reroll the 1s. 2 wounds.
Yeah, but that's probably going to be enough. Go
I
to
mean-
AP.
AP2, so you're only in one.
4 pin bun and then feel no pain.
Yeah, you could get away with it.
In bun.
1 goes through. 2
Damage-
5 ups.
Is it
Damage 2.
Damage 2.
Yeah.
2 5 ups.
Here we go.
Ah, so
man.
close.
Did
Death
he flash
throws.
out at me?
Yeah, right, this is where we have a chain reaction of death.
Yeah, quite.
Death throws. No, it's all
No.
Boo. Hive Tyrant goes down. No more imperatives.
Yep. Imperative.
Now the Tyranid Warriors are piled in, and we're going to try and pull this Blight Hauler apart. That's the words I was looking for. Blight Hauler. Right, freeze to hit. Unfortunately, no exploding 6s now because the Tyrant's dead at this point.
That's a shit.
I would still rather have fought with the Tyrant card first, though, before these guys. And then 5s to wound because you're a tough vehicle. Not bad though.
Wait, isn't bad, is
4.
it? 4.
AP1.
AP1, yeah. No armour of content these days. So 4 up saves.
Oh, come on! I just want
Yeah,
to see
alright,
Death
fine.
Guard
Yeah,
stuff die.
That's the one thing it doesn't do.
So then, quickly, over here we've got another interesting morale roll. So funnily enough, this lone Tyrant Guard on 2 wounds no longer has a Tyrant around, keeping him in line, which means he actually has to take a morale check. And it's not great, they're only leadership 5 base.
Yep.
He lost 1 friend this turn,
They're not very smart.
making him leadership 4. He stays there.
Hey.
Tyranid turn 2. We've come back after the movement phase because there was a little bit of moving about, but the no command phase stuff, no Theatre of War effects, and no psychic phase either now. Said phase.
That's a shame.
Yeah, so I'm just going to show you quickly where we moved and then we'll jump straight to shooting. So basically, Mortarion's here. Now, just to force his hand for a turn, we've run 6 Harmagonts over, Termagants even, basically to say that this is ours unless you kill us, so come kill us.
Fair enough.
Just to force your hand into dealing with them rather than flying off and
Notably
harassing somebody
outside
else.
of 3 inches, so I can't heroically intervene.
Yeah, making sure it can't intervene into us. On this flank, we have moved the Tyrannifex back a little bit to where he can see Mortarion, and this is probably going to be the turn where he's going to take a shot at him.
Yep.
The warriors have fallen back because they can fall back and shoot due to my adaptive physiology. They've
Good
been
that.
minus 1 to hit, but they've fallen back and they can do that. The Tyrant Guard, they've done the action where they remain stationary but count as 3 models each.
Yep.
For holding objectives, just in case it comes up before my next command phase.
Yeah, the action ends at the end of the movement phase, so they can still shoot.
Yeah, they can be hit normally. And then they're going to be shooting probably either the Blight Hauler or Mortarion, depending on how other shooting goes.
Yeah, sure.
And on this flank over here, the Tyrant Guard has decided to sell his symbiotic life. Now he has no master, so he's just going to hold up those Blight Lords. Maybe take them with him.
Do his best.
And the odd Venom Cannon and Flesh Borers here are hopefully going to try and deal with that goddamn pesky Blight drone.
1 wound drone.
The thing that basically killed the Tyrant by itself, and it just should have been dead. It should have been dead twice over. Right, so with that, we'll go straight into shooting phase. So I think we'll start with the things that are just going to try and kill that Blight drone. So I'm going to start with Flesh Borers,
Okay.
just in case they can actually pull it off.
Yeah, fair enough.
7 shots.
Not much else they can do, so.
4s to hit. 4 hits. And 5s to wound. Cocked. 1 wound. -1.
Okay, I mean, it could be all you need.
Could be all I need.
4 up save.
No.
Cool.
Goddamn plate drone. Fine. Venom cannon at it. D3 venom cannon shots. 2 shots.
Okay.
Freeze to hit. Cocked. 1 hit. Freeze.
Yep.
Wounds. Invuln.
Right. Yep. Invuln save on this. 5 up.
Ugh, I hate it. I hate that drone so much.
Good drone. Good drone.
It will not die. We'll try and kill this horrible little Nurgle machine. Warriors.
Repeat of that, please.
Yeah. Everything into it. We're going to start with the venom cannon.
Okay.
D3 shots. 2 shots. Hitting on 4s because I fell back. 1 hit. Freeze. 6 Death Splitter shots.
Yep.
Also hitting on 4s. 3 hits. Oh, I can't explode on shooting, can I?
No. Imperative.
5s. 2
2
Death
wounds.
Splitters.
Nice one.
Invuln actually?
Could be all you need. Yeah, it's -2, so 5 up in 1. Or 5 up in it.
Would you stop it with the Invuln?
Sorry. Sorry.
Fine.
Sorry, not sorry.
Fine. Alright, in that case then, Hive Guard are going to put Impaler Cannons
Yeah, go
into
for
it. I was hoping I might have been able to put these in Morty, but oh well. 6 shots, hitting on 3s. 4 hits, thanks to wound.
That's decent.
2 Invulns again?
I believe so.
Yeah.
It's dead this time.
Oh good, does it explode?
Maybe.
Maybe, because it's Death Guard, let's check.
I might be on the right.
Huge explosion. On a 4+.
Hey!
Within 6 inches, 1 mortal wound.
Yep. Oh, so I'll kill a warrior on the way out.
Yeah, it explodes, does mortal wound.
Perfect.
Alright, fine. Well, in that case...
On to the big guns.
Big guns,
Big
yes.
gun, anyway.
Big gun. 3 shots. Mortarion. Hitting on 3s.
Okay.
Let's see what we can do here. It's a good start.
It is.
We needed that prying bonus.
Yep.
3 hits. Strength 12, we said, didn't we?
Yep, so it's
Freeze.
3's to wound.
2 wounds.
Got 1
AP a
CP.
lot.
I mean, if you're serious about trying to kill him.
Yeah, you're right. 1 CP. Well, reroll one of those. Damn it! Fine.
And that's how you do it, folks.
2 Invulns.
Okay, 4 up in 1. 1 pass,
goes
1
through.
fail. It's quite a lot of damage.
You do also have a CP.
I do. Yeah, screw it. CP. No.
You just saw what happens when you do it.
Yep. And that's how you don't do it, folks.
Fine. D6 plus 4 damage to Mortarion.
Okay.
It is 9 damage. Do you feel the pains?
Well, I've reduced by 1.
It's
So
8 damage.
8 damage.
Do you feel the pains?
5 ups to ignore. It's quite healthy, that.
You've got 4 of them.
Excellent. So he takes 4 wounds. He's down to 14.
Oh, only 14.
Only 14 left.
Fight phase. Go ahead. Try. You get
Okay.
to go first.
Yep.
Kill
So
this
let's go with the.
Tyraniid.
Let's start with the flail. All hit.
Of course, do you? You're not a mindful to wound anymore.
Yep. So 3's the wound now. All wound. All right.
That's 6. Yeah.
These dice are turning in the favour of Nurgle.
Wait, Steve.
Yeah, it's -2, 2 damage, so he's dead.
Boo, yeah. I was like, I have a 2 up save, but yeah, he's dead.
That one.
End of the battle round 2. So we have to check to see if the digestive spores eat anybody else. Now, there's a few things that are wounded, so we'll go across the table.
Sure.
Tyranid fix. On 4+,
Yep.
it takes a mortal wound. Does not take a mortal wound.
Oh, that's a shame.
Mortarion.
Oh, yes.
4+, he takes a mortal wound. Takes a mortal wound. Feel that pain.
Does he?
He does.
He does.
Aha. Blight Lord on 1 wound. Does
Yep.
he take a mortal wound? He does. Digested.
And
And the pesky
can you
drone
finally get the drone?
I've spent so long trying to kill. Can we get him with digestive spores? 4+. Damn it! He won't die. Fine.
All right.
With that, we will be back in a second with Death Guard turn
3.
3. Right then, Death Guard turn 3.
Yeah.
So this is normally the command phase, but in fact it's going to be the dangerous weather phase.
Sure.
Because that's the main thing we're going to be rolling for. So importantly, it's the start of battle round 3, which means roll a d6 and a 5+, the rain downpours.
Rain, go away. Come again another day.
Oh, it does! The downpour starts! Now this is important for a few reasons.
Yeah.
So what it means, from this battle round onwards, the start of the battle round, every single unit on the table that is not fully within an area terrain piece, which right now is only those plague marines, suffers 1 mortal wound. And when we check for that again next turn, if it ever goes up again on a 5+, then that means the 1 mortal wound becomes D3 mortal wounds each phase. Now, Dan, would you like to do the favours? Should we go down the line and cover everybody in rain?
Oh, God.
Grab some wounds
I need
dice.
some wound dice.
All importantly, this goddamn drone on 1 wound.
Alright.
Does he explode?
I don't think it can hurt non-noble things.
Oh, double check, but he has exploded for...
Each unit where... Yeah, 4 up. Each unit, excluding no units, it's just a 4 mortal wound.
Boo! So he doesn't have it.
No effect.
But he did explode, which made me feel
But it
bad.
did explode,
But that's not it, Dan.
No, that's not it, no.
Because that was just the digestive rain.
Yep.
Now we have the horribly, horribly toxic Venomthropes. So toxic that even other Tyranids suffer from it. So for every unit within range of an objective marker, roll 4d6. Any ones are mortal wounds. Hive Guard. No mortal
They're
wounds.
fine.
My 4-5 Termagants. None of them
They're
die.
fine.
Mortarion.
He's
No
fine.
mortal wounds. My warrior.
The one we
1
left.
mortal wound. And 6 gaunts. 1 mortal wound.
I wonder.
And then back to our regularly scheduled command phase.
Mortarion's going to tell himself to reroll hits.
Well done him. Right,
That's it.
then we'll be back in a second after Death Guard movement phase. We're back after movement phase. Who's moved where?
That stuff all moved up.
Yep.
Looking for a charge. The Terminators in here. They got in the cover from the rain. Oh, horrible rain. The playbook plus Crawler moved a little bit. I didn't move his dice with him.
He just moved up to get some better line of sights.
Yeah, a little bit more line of sight, see what we can do. Mortarion's jumped over here. He's going to have a go at these termites and hold on to that objective. And probably shoot that way.
Yep.
He was eyeing that up, but it's the objectives is the name of the game, isn't it?
It is at the moment.
And then the spawn and those plague marines have moved up. They've got their big kill under their belt, so they're ready to go piling into some warriors and put the pressure on.
So with that, we'll quickly jump into Psychic Fist.
Yep. So I'm only going to do one power. I'm just going to try and do the miasma on myself.
Yeah.
Goes off. That's a 6.
It is -1, so it's
That's a 7 rather. So
Yeah.
It'll go off.
so it does go off. I don't have any
Yeah,
9
to
now.
nice, so he's -1 to hit now.
And can you do 2 powers? Yeah.
He can, but I'm not going to because
You don't want to smite.
don't want to. Well, no, because he'll definitely kill that in belly anyway. So
Fair
it's
enough.
just
Doesn't want to risk having himself,
Exactly.
yeah.
It's potential mortal wounds, isn't it? On myself.
True. Very true. So in which case,
Smiting them is beneath him.
too lowly to smite.
Yeah.
Shooting phase then.
Well, but he's going to turn around and shoot that.
Got lanterns and Hive Guard.
Lantern. There's 3 wounds on that guy, so
Is it damage
3
free?
damage. So here we
Go
go.
for it.
Luckily, he can reroll hits.
Yes.
Oh,
Good thing it doesn't burn him, I'm guessing.
I mean, he is shooting backwards, so
Yeah.
it's fair. Yeah. He's going to shoot his combi plasma at the warrior.
Cool. White Lord.
So
Combi
it looks
plasma.
like probably a bit more than 12, so it's going to be 1 shot. Ooh,
I'd say 12.
no, it's 12 and a half.
Fair enough. Your call.
Looking from directly above. So 1 shot. Hits.
Yep.
I'm not overcharging, by the way. Wounds at -3.
Goes through his armor.
There we go.
Kills him.
Perfect. Plague burst. Crawler. We're going to fire everything at these guys here.
The Hive Guard, yeah.
Yeah. Or everything that's in range anyway. So the entropy cannons. 1 hit. Finally hit this time.
6 up input. Not input. Save. Hey!
Nice. Okay.
Hive Guard's fine.
The big mortar. 3 shots. Oh.
Well.
Alright, never mind. On to the Plague Marines. So same again, we're going to shoot all the bolters, everything at them really. Non-supercharged plasma.
Okay.
1 hit.
That's a wound.
Blight Launcher. No.
Nope.
Okay.
We realised these guys only have a 3+ save, not a 2+. So
Yep.
the wounded guy did die to the entropy cannon,
But
and that means that this guy's just taken a wound.
okay.
There we go. Problem solved.
Perfect.
Are we done for shooting?
I think that is all my shooting. Yes.
Charge phase.
Okay. Mortarion's charging there.
Mortarion charges
Easy.
there. He charges the terminals.
I mean, it feels like a bit of a waste that so far all he's done is shoot some stuff and charge some termagants, but you know, we're playing.
I've been keeping him at arm's reach.
The spawn.
To the warriors, yeah?
Yeah, that'll do.
7 will do it.
And the plague marines, same target. I'll
That'll
probably
do
do that as well. Then we've got the Terminators charging into these termagants.
6 will do
They're
it.
in with a 6, and the Lord's going to charge in after them. I'll do that as well.
9-inch will do it. So, next up.
Fighting here, we're going to go with the spawn next. I've got to roll to see what type of attack it does first.
One. A good or a bad one?
Razor Claws. Until the end of the fight phase, it's got an AP of -4.
I mean, that'll do it.
It's got 2d3 attacks. So,
3 attacks.
1 hit. 3's the wound. Oh,
Is it a plague weapon? Guessing not.
it's not. I've just checked.
Plague Marines.
Alright, Power Fist.
2 hits. 2s because of contagions.
Yep, it's 2,
Two.
so that
AP.
kills. It's AP 3.
2 damage.
So it kills that one.
Kills that one.
Brings that one down to 1 wound.
Leaves that one on 1 wound. Yeah,
so
so
here's
Plague
a-
Marine attacks.
Plague Marines with Plague Knives.
Okay.
3s. And they are strength 4.
So 4s,
So 4s.
rerolling 1s.
Rerolling 1s.
No, 1s.
That's 4 at -1.
4 5 ups or dead.
Mm-hmm.
Close.
Good roll, but he's dead.
But not enough, he's dead. Over here. Oh, Termagants died.
Yep.
Rolled for off camera, what a surprise, they died.
Yep. And
Over here. Oh, Termagants died. What a surprise, we rolled for off camera, they died.
that's what they do.
Last thing then is, once again, we have a Tyrant Guard as such, in this case a Hive Guard. Terrible morale, no side ups nearby, he did lose a friend. So he's only leadership 4 for morale.
Yeah.
I rolled a 1.
He's fine.
He's fine.
Which is good for you.
Which is good for me, it's important. So with that finishes Death Guard turn 3. Which means we'll be back in a second with Tyranid turn 3, with whatever little we have left.
Sure.
Tyranid turn 3. It's going to be an interesting one, this. There's some shenanigans to come into play with some potential mortal wounds from the theatre of war, but other than that, we don't have a lot to do.
It's basically just that left, isn't it?
Yeah. So to that end, the Hive Guard is going to do his action again to counter 3 models on an objective,
Why not?
and then behave normally. And I might as well move now, because all I'm going to be doing is moving this Tyranid up 9 inches, so he's also on the objective. Very close to Mortarion, and if we don't kill him with shooting, we can try some Overwatch shenanigans.
Yeah. Or alternatively, if he's really low, you could charge him and do mortal wounds with the horns kiting.
Yeah.
The trampling charge.
Yeah, that's it for movement. No psychic, shooting.
Alright, crack on.
We'll start with the important thing, which is the rupture cannon.
And for once, I did get my asthma off this turn, so it is -1 to hit.
It is most one to hit. Rupture cannon at Mortarion, and the spine banks, because they're there and I can fire them.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll put the spine banks into the spawn. So, rupture cannon first at Mortarion. Force to hit. Well, you know, I am going to reroll because I've got nothing. There's not many options left. With
Yeah,
the
fair
strategies
enough. You've got
available to me,
TCP, so
I'll use one for a reroll.
here's something.
Missed.
Oh.
Of course it did. Only because of my asthma. I'd have done quite well with
My asthma did a
effect.
big difference
Did a
that
big
turn, didn't
difference
it?
there, yeah. And then the spine banks. Not spine banks then. Stinger salvo.
Stinger
that's what it's
salvo.
called. At the spawn. Freeze to hit. Well,
Oh.
accuracy's out the window this round. Pause. 3 wounds.
So 6 up to over.
And it is HP -1. 6 up save.
Nope. It's dead.
Dead. 3 shots at the Plague Marines with the Imperial Cannon. 1 hit. Freeze. Very cocked. 1 wound. -2.
Okay. 5 up. That goes through.
It's only 1 damage though, because
Yeah.
it's reduced to 1. That's the end of the battle round 3. I can't remember if we actually mentioned, but I gained 5 VP at the start of the turn, which means at this moment in time, it's 15 victory points to Tyranids, and currently 0 to Death Guard, but that's going to change in just a second.
Hopefully.
However, it's the end of the battle round,
Yes.
which means we have to roll for wounded people.
Yes.
So we'll go down the line. Tyrannifix, 4+. Does not take a mortal wound. Hive Guard. Takes a mortal wound, down to 2.
Hey.
Your single wounded Plague Marine.
Okay.
Yeah, you might as well roll for it. I didn't get digested.
Got away with it.
Over here.
Oh, Mortarion.
Oh, of course, Mortarion. Doesn't take it. Blight Lord, with 4+. Doesn't take it. And the Lord of Virulence does take it.
Okay.
Down
Down
4.
to 4.
Right. That's the end of battle round 3. So, we'll be back in a Death Guard turn 4 in a second with the Dangerous Weather phase.
Right,
Dan. Death Guard turn 4. Dangerous Weather phase. Now, because of how the sequencing works for this, it does mean that regardless of what we're about to roll, every unit not fully in area terrain this turn takes 1 mortal wound.
Yeah.
So, do us the favours, Dan.
Down to 3. Down to 1.
I'll do the Plague Burst here. Down to 9 on the Plague Burst.
Dead Plague Marine.
Dead Plague Marine. Roll against Mortarion's feel the pain. He feels the pain. Hive Guard down to 1.
Down to 1 on the Hive Guard.
And Tyrannifix.
Down to 8.
Lovely. Then rolls a big dice on a 5+. Next turn, that same effect would be D3 wounds per unit instead
Madness.
of 1. No.
Just regular.
That's
deadly
fine.
action, right?
That means we do know that in round 5 it's just going to be 1 mortal wound to everyone.
Oh, and my cultists were safe.
Oh yeah, and the cultists were taking shelter. However, then we have Dangerous Venomthropes.
Right, okay.
So, again, every player, every unit within objective range, 4d6, any ones are mortal wounds. We'll start with my Tyrannifix.
Okay.
4d6. No mortal wounds. My Hive Guard on 1 wound.
Spicy.
Your call, Dan. Cocked or not cocked?
Oh, that's really cold.
That's fine by me. It's still a 1! Dead Hive Guard. The Venomthrope chokes him out.
Yep. Standing there the whole time.
Mortarion.
Mortarion.
Go for it. 4 dice.
He's fine.
No mortal wounds. Over here.
Terminators.
Blight Lords. No mortal wounds. Lord of Virulence. No mortal
No
wounds.
mortal
In Death
wounds.
Guard, this is why you came to get this toxin.
Yeah.
It's clearly Nurgle aligned.
Yeah, we're alright with it. It's good.
Fair enough then.
I mean, command phase, he'll tell himself to reroll hits.
Yeah, Mortarion hits things better.
I
Jump
get some
around.
points, right?
Yes, this round you score 10 victory
10
points.
victory points.
Yay!
And this is turn 3, isn't it?
Turn 4.
Turn 4. Okay.
This is turn 4.
So we're cracking on, but I think realistically, there's one thing. You've got 1 model left,
That is true.
so there's one thing I need to do.
Kill that model.
This.
Are you charging the Tyrannifix with Mortarion?
Yes, I am.
I'm going to Overwatch
Okay.
with everything.
Might as well.
Right. Triple rupture cannon shots.
Here we go.
6s. That's
Was
1
one.
hit. I'm going to CP a hit roll. Come on, 6. Oh!
Whoa!
Double rapture cannon hit. Strength 12. Freeze.
Freeze the wound.
Yeah, 1 goes through.
Okay, right. 4 up in fun.
God damn it.
Sorry.
Bet you couldn't roll it through that terrain again.
That was pretty good, wasn't it?
Fair enough. Stinger salvos also did nothing.
Charge. I look him in.
He's in.
So he's 12 wounds, still at full bracket. So 7 attacks.
7 big hits.
The big hit. Here we go. He's going to finally have some satisfying fighting after piddling around with some termagants and chasing objectives all game.
2's rerolling.
2's re-rolling.
Rerolling.
Good job. There we go, all hit.
Freeze?
2's because he's strength 8 and it's times 2 strength.
Ooh, 16.
So it's 2's
Oh, and I reduced to 7 as well anyway.
Yeah, true. But so it's 2's
Twos.
the wound. Yep. And for what it's worth, it's a plague weapon, so I can reroll ones. So there you go. That's
AP.
it's AP 4.
7 6 of saves. I rolled 3 5s.
Yeah, not a single one. Okay.
Yeah, no 6s. Go on, how much?
It's D3 plus 3.
It's 21 plus
Bloody loads.
super dead. Right. Death throws. No.
Absolutely not.
Just lopped his head off in one clean swing.
12 threes, that's 36. 37 wounds. I'll do it.
37 wounds will do it. And with that, Dan, I think that's going to be a victory to the Death Guard.
Glory as an
Big-
eagle victory.
Yeah, because unfortunately, this does mean you're going to catch up on victory points at the start of turn 5. And then you'll be taking the lead in victory points with the end game scoring.
Yes.
So, yeah.
There are no Tyranid models apart from the objectives left.
Yeah.
Although I will probably take some more mortal wounds as a result of that.
Yeah, you would take some mortal wounds across the army in the start and end of the battle rounds, but it's not going to be enough to kill your units off the objectives.
I did actually use my movement to get my troops up here and here. I've got enough stuff to hold the objectives regardless of however many mortal wounds we roll, pretty much.
Yeah.
So,
So,
there we are.
that is going to be a Death Guard victory. Mortarion has indeed captured the deadly specimens before they have been reabsorbed by the Hive fleet. So, who knows what dangerous new toxins he will come up with. We shall see.
Najax, the last of the warrior beasts has been felled. Prepare the specimen for containment. You'll begin extraction and synthesis of the Venomthrope toxins as soon as they are aboard this ship.
With pleasure, my lord. I look forward to harvesting their virulent bounty. Truly, the grandfather has been generous this day.
The Plague Father may be generous, but he does not bestow his gifts idly. He is ever watching lest you squander his boon and earn his ire. Fail to replicate the toxins and you learn this first hand, Najax.
Well, Mortarion's got some new toys to play with.
Yep. And some lovely tasty toxins. Have a go with them. See if we can infect some horrible stuff around. Oh, I hear there's some orcs around here. We can probably infect them.
Well, you can try. I hear they put up more of a fight.
Cool.
Yeah, no, this.
The stats of the channel support that, yes.
Yeah, they do. Well, it was an interesting learning game for me. My first time taking the Tyranids out.
Yeah.
And yeah, the Death Guard did manage to pull a victory out today. You forced through the lines and you've secured the Venomthropes. It's an interesting mission. I mean, I say that every time.
They're all interesting.
They're all interesting missions, but it's funny how it looks like it can favour the defender, given that all the objectives start behind the defender's army.
Yeah.
But you start very close.
Yes.
Like, there's only a 10-inch no man's land from like front line to front line. Now, admittedly, like, you know, one flank I pulled back a little. The other flank I overcommitted with the Trigon because I got caught out by the redeploy.
Yeah. But the other thing is, what were your options, really? Like, I mean, I guess you could have started the Trigon off the board. But
Yeah, but
the alternative was to place it, like, back line here or something, and then Mortarion could have gone, have a go with that on turn 1.
Yeah, my trouble with this scenario is I feel like if he deep struck and he'd be appearing behind your lines and not really doing a lot for me, he'd basically be kind of dealing with the Plague Burst Crawler at best, just holding it up.
Almost be worth having him in regular strategic reserve.
And coming on
So
from a
he can
flank.
come on from a flank.
Yeah. Or even
your own board edge.
Even from your own board edge,
yeah.
really close to the enemy. Yeah, that's a good point, actually. That might be worth trying in future for this scenario. But yeah, I mean, we were just talking about it before we sort of just started rolling again, but we were discussing whether or not committing with the Tyrant, the Hive Tyrant on that flank was too much of a overcommit or not. And ultimately, I don't think it was, because I think that damn Plague Drone was the spell that works.
Yeah.
So yeah, the fact that the Hive Tyrant didn't smash through that Hive Drone just sort of held that flank up in such a way. But he didn't hold it up, he cleared that flank.
Yeah.
The drone's attacks back, cut through a Hive Tyrant.
Yeah, that drone was on fire. It was good.
Yeah, not killing it with the the Shard Gullet.
Yeah.
Because you passed a double invuln.
Yeah.
And just put it onto, like, basically balancing the damage.
Yeah. That was good.
It was, yeah, that drone held up that flank. is definitely the MVP for you.
Well, I think both the little demon engines did good because that Blight Hauler was also doing some key work against your big monsters, and then charging into the warriors caused problems there as well.
Yeah, so it was just a game, where I'm sort of falling back. I'm trying to punch out some counter-offensive just to keep you back. Because my logic was, even if it did sort of go a little sour, I've held you in the midfield. You're not near the objective marker, but ultimately you punch through quick enough that you're able to get there anyway.
Yeah.
So, and yes, I had to make the decision early game to basically go, right, we're ignoring Mortarion in this game.
Yeah.
Because the principal thinking there was, he's one model.
Yep.
So at the end of the day, he can only hold one objective at best by himself.
I mean, absolutely, you saw that he, at the end of the game, he killed the Tyranid because he could. But like the rest of the game, he was just running onto the objective and
killing Timbergons
and chasing around the board and not doing very much. So if you had killed everything else and it was just Mortarion, you'd win.
Which was the principle I had to try and go with, I think.
You just got a bit unlucky in terms of the killing stuff over there. And I think possibly a bit keen over here with your monsters.
Well, when you sort of redeployed the Terminators away, I thought, I mean, the horror specs was on full wounds, the Terminator killed it.
It's true. I expect the real thing is just that it killed some poxwalkers for its own life, effectively.
Yeah, that's the trouble. Yeah, that's all it actually did in the end. It sort of drew fire, but it's how it is. Like I say, new army for me, sort of learning best uses for things.
Yeah.
And perhaps, in another game where these are actual Venomthropes offering their bonuses rather than harming me because they're too toxic.
Spicy.
They'd be a good tool.
Yeah.
But in either case, the Tyranids are hopefully going to be a bit more of a common feature on the channel.
Yeah.
And we've got a good number of them, so we've got some list variation we can do with them. So that's
I've got quite a lot.
Yeah, you've got quite a lot of Tyranids painted, haven't you? And amongst other armies, like I say, you brought your Death Guard today.
Yep.
And no idea what you'll have next time. Maybe we'll end up doing that Orc v Orc game at some point in the future.
Orcs.
If you enjoyed watching the game today, then you too could come and play this at the Crucible of War, which is our very own narrative event that we run here in the UK. So there's links in the description below. You can view the event pack. So the event's in Derbyshire. It's a great venue. There's plenty of pictures of it over on the Instagram. You can see the previous events. People have had a great time with it. We love running it. Dan hasn't made it yet, despite his best efforts.
Yeah.
But we will get you there to run it one day.
One day.
But yeah, it's a great time. We play all the kinds of missions that we play on the channel at the Crucible of War.
Yeah, the pictures look amazing.
It's been great. I've loved it. I don't even play in it. I just run it on the day, and I love going around all the tables and seeing all the games that people are playing. And if you do enjoy this sort of gameplay, but you might not get a chance to come here to the UK to play a game, well, then you can come support us here on the channel. We do have a Patreon, which, if you've been a Patreon, you'll have been able to view this battle report in our early access. So patrons do get to see a selection of our videos, usually about a week early before anyone else.
Yeah.
And it really helps us, grow the channel. It helps us get more equipment. It helps us get, just more stuff for games. It's going to help us grow. We're already getting lots of positive feedback from people. I'm loving seeing the numbers growing for both subscribers and viewer count, and I'm really enjoying it. You're really enjoying it, and it's just. It's a great time. I'm loving the fact that we've got this platform now to be able to showcase this sort of side of the game.
Yeah, it's fun to just be able to do, different scenarios that you don't get to play that often because, it's not because it's hard to set up something like this. It's just, it's not a lot of people know about it necessarily.
I mean, that's kind of the whole point of why I created the podcast in the first place, why I've now moved
100%.
into the YouTube platform. It gives us a platform to promote this side of the hobby and show people these missions. All the details are in the mission description at the start of this video.
Yeah, and as I'm sure we've mentioned before, most of it is based off official Games Workshop stuff from 8th or 9th edition.
All the missions from the Crucible of War pack and everything we played on the channel so far have been from official Games Workshop publications, be it campaign books, White Dwarfs, Crusade mission packs. All places, none of this is custom written. This is all from official Games Workshop publications.
It's just taken and mashed together.
It's just knowing about it and putting it together.
Yeah, bits from one and bits from another, and you get this cool mission. And it all fits together perfectly, right? We've got the toxic stuff from the Venomthropes and the toxic stuff from the digestive world and everything, so...
it tells the story, and that's what we're all about here on Narrative Wargamer.
Yeah.
So if you have enjoyed it and you want to see more stuff like this, then subscribe to the channel. You'll get plenty of notifications about when we do put stuff live. We're hoping to get more stuff out in the future, maybe a couple of other videos as well as battle reports. And like and subscribe. Go find us on the Patreon. Go listen to the Narrative Wargamer podcast. Thank you to all you guys for viewing and watching. Thank you, Dan, for coming and playing.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for painting these lovely armies.
That's right.
And I would also like to say a big shout out to our all our voice actors that we have involved in the production of these as well, because they do some excellent work. And there's, like I say, links to their sort of portfolios and works and stuff below. And hopefully we'll see you all back here for the next one, guys.